Hello friends, today we build a tapering jig for a table saw. Let's get started.
For materials today I have a random piece of 3/4 inch plywood, a scrap of 1.5 inch pine, and a piece of oak. I'm going to measure the length of my fence and then cross cut that pine to be the same measurement. If someone ever asks you, how high should my blade stick out above my piece of wood that I'm cutting, the correct response is always, how much of your finger do you want taken out? Remember that. It's important that the top of the jig is taller than the fence, so I'm making mine 1/2 inch taller, and then I'm going to rip 4 pieces. I only need 3, but I'm going to make 4 just in case. These 2 pieces are going to be glued together so that it's extra sturdy up against the fence, and you can see here how the jig is going to swing. While the glue on those 2 pieces is drying, I take the handle off of my framing sled and I trace it onto this 1.5 inch thick pine. Now this pine I actually glued up in a previous episode in order to make the handle that I'm using to trace. Convenient. The scroll saw makes quick work of cutting out this oddly shaped handle. Custom handles are nice because they fit my hands perfectly. This one feels like I'm shaking hands with someone. So I take the handle over to the router and I put a 1/4 inch route over all the surfaces except the bottom to give it a nice smooth feeling. We'll be attaching the handle with a makeshift mortise and tenon, so we're going to put the tenon on the bottom of the handle by gently shaving off bit by bit on either side until I have about 1/2 inch in the middle. Special thanks to RZ Industries for sponsoring this video and for keeping my airways clean. For more information on the kind of masks that I'm wearing, check out the link in the video description below. Now that the glue is dried on those 2 boards, I take the handle over and I center it and I trace out where the mortise is going to go. Then, using a 1/2 inch Forstner bit on my drill press, I hog out the material for the mortise and come back with a chisel and file to clean it up. Since I'm not using any hardware to affix the handle, I apply glue liberally to both the tenon and inside the mortise, and then I make sure that it's got ample clamping pressure and I leave it to sit overnight. For the swinging joint, I decided to swap out that nice piece of oak for a scrap piece of pine. I drilled 2 5/16 inch holes on either end, connect the sides of the holes with a pencil line, and then cut those lines out on the scroll saw. Now you could attach the hinge to the outside of the jig, but I chose to cut a little slot and hide the hinge on the inside, just for aesthetic purposes. Now to attach the joint, we begin with the thin side and we're going to attach this by pre-drilling and hammering in a long nail. Make sure that the joint doesn't hang over the leftmost edge or else it might disrupt your workpiece. The locking mechanism goes on the other side. Here I'm drilling a hole for a threaded insert for a 1/4 inch bolt. I hammer it in and then I make my bolt. My bolt has a wing nut on the top, followed by a lock washer and a large spacer washer. That simple and very cheap locking mechanism is incredibly effective. You see how easy it is to move and how reliable it is when it locks. If you enjoy woodworking videos like this, be sure to let me know over on Patreon. Your contributions keep videos like these coming. Thanks.
And there you have it. It is an incredibly simple jig to build. Anybody can do it. And you don't even need tracks in your table saw. All you need is a fence. Very nice tool. So do you have a tapering jig? What do you do for angles? I'm interested to hear. Be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I'm the Midwest Man Mountain. Thank you for subscribing. And until next time, bye!